I swear I've dreamt about this, the concept of a journal system. My inner child and inner teen is just so happy because I was that girl who loved the concept of journaling, and I would buy a journal and I would write like maybe 3 pages in it and then kind of toss it aside, forget about it, and then I'll go to the store and then I find another journal and then again write like 2 or 3 pages, toss it aside, and it was just a continuous cycle. And like 15 journals later, I'm like, what is wrong with me? And it took a while to get here. I'm 33. It took about 5 years. Me personally, I'm not saying that's going to take anybody like 5 years, but it took me 5 years to get to this point. See, when I first started journaling, I needed a safe outlet to release my emotions, and I knew the problem that I had. So that's why I bought this composition notebook, because I was just like, I'm just going to scribble in. I don't care about the format. I'm just going to just write in this and just not give an F. I'm not going to make it aesthetic. I just need to just write. I went through like 3 or 4 of these, front to back, from the first page all the way to the last page. And after finishing that, I was just like, you know what? I'm ready for the next stage of this journey. So I bought like my first journal and I finished this front to back, and that's when I knew that this was like my thing, that I really enjoyed it. I like wrote about like my everyday life, what I was thinking. I even did some shadow work in here, but I really wanted like a separate entity for that specific topic. And when I first started those journals, it was around like 5 years ago. That's when I got diagnosed with ADHD, and I was just like, okay, I needed a journal that would help with the feeling of overwhelmed, because I just didn't know how to format everything. That's when I picked up these 2 journals. They're guided journals that I got from Amazon. This one is a guided morning journal. I used this for my gratitude. I didn't finish this journal. I'm almost done with it. I really like how, you know, there's prompts and space for you to fill, and it just helped me not think so much of the process of journaling. With this cognitive behavioral journal, I needed something to help me hash out just the lingering emotions and trauma that I was dealing with. I love how it walks you through what you're going through. You write out what happened, and then it gives you space to like rewrite that story. I thought this really helped so much. I wasn't so focused on like what to write about. I was more focused on like answering the questions. While I was working on those, my life started getting really busy, so I needed a planner. I use this for planning, but I've been using this also for journaling over the past year. If you don't know, I make and sell planner inserts for self-discovery, like little journal worksheets that you can stick in your journal or you can archive as a way to look back on your healing journey. And then my life changed when I learned about traveler's notebooks, and I really needed something to like help me organize my thoughts with my business. So this was like my first traveler's notebook. I added these like corner protectors recently. This is where I brainstorm, write my ideas out. And then I finished this journal and wanted to buy this journal, and I'm almost done with this one as like my everyday journal. And then I really started getting into topics, like things that I'm really interested in. I got myself this traveler's notebook. I also added corner protectors to this and charms and stuff. This is like my note-taking one of a topic that I'm really interested in. This one is a manifestation one, but honestly, I'm thinking about switching this to a different topic. I'm not sure yet, and I'm going to get to the reason why. And then I have a doodling one where I'm just getting back into drawing and getting in touch with my inner child that way. I recently got this A5 journal, and this is specifically going to be like my manifesting journal. I added charms to it, this charm too. I did personalize it. I'm going to print out some stickers. It took a while to get here. Starting one step at a time and figuring out what tools I needed to really stay consistent, manifested into this.